Yes, we are live. Oh my God, this lights. Hi, everyone. I don't know what's wrong with my ring light now. This ring light. Hello, guys. Hello, everyone. Can anyone hear me, see me? 1 minute. This ring lights. Okay. Hello, guys. Hello, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, evening, wherever you're watching me from. You're welcome back to my channel. My name is Olivia. If you're just seeing me for the first time, thank you, welcome. I'm a Nigerian who lives here in South Africa with my family, and I make various contents ranging from Nigeria, South African content, whatever I deem well, I bring it to this channel, guys. So thank you so much. Hopefully it will be a quick one today because I need to run as usual. I need to run, guys. Thank you everyone for joining. Yes, let me just make sure that can anyone hear me and see me? Okay, yeah, we are live. Thank you everyone for joining, guys. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. Please give this video a thumbs up, give this live a thumbs up. Okay, I'll really appreciate it. Okay, thank you everyone for joining. Feel free to contribute, and yeah, and without further ado, let's jump right into the video. Hi, MP Ram, how are you? Thank you so much for joining. Thank you everyone for joining. Those that are here, those that will join later, I really appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate you guys. Okay, please give this video a thumbs up. If you're seeing this video now or later, please give this video a thumbs up and share if you want to share. I mean, you want to share. Why wouldn't you want to share? Okay. Thank you everyone for joining. Say hi on the live section if you can hear me. Can you hear me audibly, guys? I hope you can hear me. Please say hi and contribute. And let's start, guys. So in today's live, we'll talk about will South Africa follow suit as UAE deports undocumented Nigerians in their mass? Okay, guys. Oh my God, this is a recent one. I think it happened yesterday. Can we call in and give our views? Yes, let me just introduce and give the video like some points, then I'll just share the link. Okay, just hang in there and just interact on the comment section. When I just introduce and talk about at least peripherally, then we can all call in. I'll share the link very soon. So yeah. Will South Africa follow suit as UAE deports undocumented Nigerians in their mass? So yesterday, it came to our notice on the social media platform that UAE, that's Dubai to be precise, United Arab Emirates, deported Nigerians in their mass. Okay, let me just read from what I saw. You guys know I always like to read so that it won't be like, oh, Olivia said this, but yeah. So these are some of the images, very disturbing, that we saw there. Some Nigerians. There's one of the caller that hey, I've forgotten his name, that called in on our live section 2 days ago. He talked about the amnesty. He's actually in Dubai. I hope he joins this live to share more light or shed more light on what is going on. Okay, please give the video a thumbs up so that it can be visible to others, and share the video. Okay, so he said something that UAE is currently has an amnesty program. He lives in Dubai at the moment. He's a South African. He lives in Dubai, and he says that UAE has an amnesty program where they come and ask, undocumented migrants. They just is amnesty like a situation where you just say, okay, we forgive you, we grant you pardon, just do things right. Okay, that's what amnesty basically means. So Dubai is currently having an amnesty program. That was what he was the first person that I heard it from. That South African guy. I wish he can call. I've forgotten his name. So he says that Dubai just called all the undocumented people, because I know that getting Dubai visa is really difficult, especially when you don't go as maybe with with a work permit. When you don't go into Dubai with a work permit, renewing your or getting a work permit or renewing it, even when you go with work permit, sometimes it's difficult to renew. But then if you don't go with a work permit, maybe you go with a visitor's visa. I know it's very, very difficult to get your papers in Dubai. So apparently at the time of this video, presently, I think the amnesty program should still be going on. So Dubai government called all the immigrants undocumented. They told them to, okay, come, we forgive you, come and start getting your documentations. Okay, so the point is that I don't want to go into this part. I want to talk about so deep in sense that Dubai has kind of a ban on Nigerians. I don't know if it's Nigeria, though even some Nigerians that want to come into Dubai, it's difficult to be even tourists. You know, Nigerians tours Dubai very well. Dubai has been on my tourist list since God knows when. Dubai tours Nigerians tour Dubai very often, and some Nigerians live there. So it's been difficult to get Dubai visa presently, and so I think Nigerians went to renew and they could not renew from what that South African guy told us, okay, on that live stream. Apparently maybe they went to renew, but I have this image. This is like a backpack. I don't know if you guys can see it. Apparently Dubai government gave them this thing, these backpacks. So I'm asking, is it like a souvenir or something? Because it's like a uniform backpack for all the deportees, for all the people that were deported, all the Nigerians that were deported. The Dubai government gave it to them, and there's also this image that you can see. All right, so what do we want to talk about now? Let me read it first. So it says, no place like home. UAE deports 400 Nigerians. 400 Nigerians, including 90 females and 310 males, has been deported from the United Arab Emirates, UAE. The Nigerian Television Authority (NTA) reports they were received they were received at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, by the Office of the National Security Advisor alongside all the National Commission of Refugees, Migrants and internally displaced persons, national agencies for the prohibition of trafficking in person, NAPTIP, National Emergency Management Agency, and other stakeholders. Daily Post reported that a total of 103 Nigerian deported from the Republic of Turkey recently. Oh my God, I didn't even read this part. We are received by the National Emergency Management Agency and the other stakeholders. The deportees were arrived at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. So this is kind of the news. So Daily Post reported that a total of 100, okay, so I've read this part. Daily Post reported that 264 Nigerian passengers were notified that their visas has been cancelled. Okay, this was what happened. So what happened is that UAE apparently cancelled their visa. They got notification that their visas were cancelled when they landed at the King Abdul's International Airport. Oh, this one is another news of Saudi Arabia. Okay, now that means it's like three countries. We've talked about Turkey, we've talked about UAE and Saudi Arabia apparently, but we are talking about UAE for today, because if you guys go back to my videos, you will find out that back down my videos, you will see where I said Nigerians stop going to. It was like 3 years ago or thereabouts. I've been making these videos. I've made Nigerians don't come to South Africa. I've given the categories of Nigerians that should come to South Africa. I've made that video like 2 or 3 times, depending on, as, and then I've made Nigerians don't go to UAE. What is the reason for all this? In Dubai, there are no more jobs in Dubai. So what are Nigerians going to Dubai to? What are Nigerians actually going to Dubai to do since there are no jobs in Dubai? Okay, I can see that there are 90 females. I don't know what females are going there to do. Dubai is an Arab country. Is it that those females went on their own? I saw something about traffic. I don't know. Let me not say what I don't know, but what brought us today is that South Africa and Dubai has similar. I've made videos, in comparison with each other. I've talked about don't come to South Africa because there are no jobs for migrants, except you are a critically skilled worker. And I talked about those that are critically skilled at the time, although the critical skills of South Africa keep changing. And I talked about I've talked about don't go to Dubai as Nigerians, okay? Except probably your critically skilled workers. I don't know the kind of skills that Dubai government wants. I know they will definitely need some critical skills, but I don't know the kind of skills they need, except that you are of that kind of skill. We tired, go back to your countries, whatever. That's not what we are here. The point is that the thing is that it depends. I think it's a good thing for the government to probably ask people that are not in right standing, and it's not just you, it's not just the government. I think it's also a good thing for you. If you're undocumented in a country, you what you can do is very, very limited. In South Africa, to be for instance, if you're undocumented, you won't be able to open a bank account. You won't be able to join the medical aid. These are just things that normal things that people can do. You won't be able to get a driver's license. What else? Even your children will not be able to. There are some schools they can't attend, because I know that in my kids' school they always ask for study permits. You won't, if you're undocumented, your kids cannot attend a certain kind of school. I'm talking about in South Africa right now. So if it's like that in South Africa, I know that even in Dubai, it's going to be even more stringent. Dubai is an Arab country, so I don't know why. I don't know how an undocumented person in Dubai will cope as a Nigerian or any national. So apparently, I think that's why the amnesty program was created, for them to, because they know that if you're undocumented and you don't want to go, they it's difficult for you to find your way around normal things that people do in the country. So I want to also commend the Dubai government for granting those that they are granting amnesty. So, but somebody said on the comment section that those people were asked to come back to Nigeria, and so that, because they were not, they couldn't be involved in the amnesty program. They were asked to go back to Nigeria and go and I reapply again and then come back. And those people were actually voluntary. Those people were actually coming back voluntarily. Those refugees, sorry, not refugees, those deportees were actually coming back to Nigeria. I don't know the whole story. When all the stories happen, it has to keep unfolding before you hear all the story. So some people were saying, okay, that those people in Dubai, those Nigerians in Dubai, were coming back voluntarily because the government said, okay, we are not going to grant you amnesty, go back, apply again, and come back. I don't know. This is all allegedly. I don't know. I don't want to put out wrong information, but these are the informations we got. Hi, Sandile. How are you? Thank you so much for joining. Please give this video a thumbs up. So now the question is, now that this whole program is happening in Dubai, what will South Africans do? South Africa also has a lot of undocumented Nigerians. I don't know, yeah, Nigerians obviously, and other African nationals. Will South Africa follow suit? Will South Africa follow suit in, asking? Okay, amnesty. I don't know about amnesty. I know that South Africa has a refugee program. I don't know how that works. I've never seen that before. But will South Africa join in the amnesty program? I don't know. I doubt. Or will South Africa choose to deport undocumented people? That's the question. That is actually the essence of this video. So now I want to kind of open the floor. Are you guys ready? Can I post the link? on the comment section so that a lot of people can join if you want to join. Um, Okay, let me read some comments on the comment section. Somebody said, I really wish them well. I live here and there's a certain, okay, program called Amnesty going on now where the country pardons people that have overstayed their visas. The UAE must have cleared the fines on these people, on these people's visa, and they definitely had to leave. Okay, okay, all right. They had to leave the country so that they can return to the UAE with valid visas when our Nigerian visas get active very soon. So this person is a Nigerian saying, explaining what happens, that the UA asked them to go back, although there's still a kind of ban in Nigerian visas. But apparently, I hear that the President Tinubu, is working on something to make that relationship good again. So this person is trying to say that they were asked to go back and come back. Okay, so somebody says, so I don't believe they were deported. They had to leave the UAE. All these blogs need to stop. Okay, I need I have been living here for almost 12 years and no policeman has treated me badly or harassed me in any way. Okay, that's because this person is a Nigerian. That's because you're doing it right by the law. Somebody said, you have said it all. Somebody said, return where? Be like you don't understand UAE system. Most likely they may not actually come back. Somebody is saying that these people may not actually be allowed into UAE. You've said it all. Yeah, it depends. So people had a lot of things to say. Somebody says these are likely the people causing troubles, hook up, and illegal things in the desert country. Okay, at least if protest they again, more people go join. Somebody is making a joke. So thanks to UAE government for granting amnesty. Somebody saying, oh, Nigeria no be here. Oh, what happened? Okay, somebody saying, how can 400 people be living without papers in another country? That is a big question. How can you be living in papers in another country? So I'll break down that question. Do these guys even think at all? Like, I don't get it. This person is asking that question. Let me read it again. How can 400 people be living without papers in another country? Do these guys even think at all? Like, I don't get it. All right, so let me explain how people get to. Hi, Mapiko. Thank you so much. Afternoon, Olivia. Thank you so much. How is Polokwane today? Thank you so much for joining. So this question is, that is the reason why I always say people don't come to a certain country if you don't have the right standing to come. Honestly, if I didn't come to South Africa the way I came, my husband getting married to me, he was already working here, okay? And he got married to me, then I came. I don't think I'll just carry my two left legs, according to Nigerians, to come to South Africa. Why? Because South Africa has different systems. When you come into South Africa as just a visitor that you just came, and you don't even have those critical skills, it will be difficult for you to enter into the systems of South Africa, just like Dubai. So what happened, how these people become illegal immigrants or undocumented immigrants, is because they come into the country not researching, first of all, knowing the skills that this country wants, and ascertaining, oh, do I fall under this skill? Do I really have this kind of skills that these people want? That's number one. Then after that, when they just enter the country, after not listening to Cherish Olivia, after Olivia saying, don't come to Dubai, don't come to South Africa. Now you see that your visitor's visa has expired. When your visitor's visa expires, what next will you do? You will start looking for a way to renew it. In some cases, in some countries like South Africa or Dubai, it's difficult for you to start renewing a visitor's visa because you don't even, okay, in South Africa, I think then, or I don't know now, maybe some people, or if you have a critical skill, you might just apply for a critical skilled visa, and they'll give you, then you start working as a critical skill or a nurse, those that are nurses, or those that are lecturers and all that. But if you don't have those skills that are termed critical, how do you now enter into the system? You won't have a job offer because, of course, your skills, it doesn't mean you're not skilled though. It's just that the skills that you possess as a migrant, that this country you just came into, they don't need that skill. Like me now, I studied psychology, and if I just came with someone that studied BSc psychology, and I graduated with good grades. It doesn't matter the good grades. If this country, South Africa, doesn't need my skill as someone that studies psychology, I won't be able to get renewed. That's how people become illegal. So that's why I keep telling people, don't come to a certain country if you've not ascertained, is my skill required there? Am I going to be able to renew my papers? And if, for instance, okay, say you come to South Africa, because I keep getting people asking me, Olivia, you studied in South Africa, please, we want to come and do masters in South Africa or PhD in South Africa. What I always encourage them is, if you're coming to South Africa, I don't know about Dubai, and I'm talking about South Africa. South Africa educational system is very good. Yes, if you want to come and study, kudos to you, come and study. But I want to encourage you that if you finish studying, I hope you will go back. Except maybe you studied a skill that will now give you a job. I don't know what you're coming to study. But if it's just a random, maybe business course or whatever, other courses, I will encourage you to don't come to South Africa to study if you know it's a pathway for you to stay back, except you're studying those courses that South Africa wants. So this is how people become illegal, okay, in a country. Okay, let me post the link quickly because I will run and go in the next 30 minutes. Let me just post the link so that we can take it up from there. I keep, okay, yeah, invite. So this is all I have to say. Now the question is, will South Africa follow suit with Dubai, UAE? Sorry, I'm trying to put. Hey, how are you? Please, guys, give us a thumbs up, okay? Please, as you're coming in, just give us a thumbs up. It's just free, okay? And just to encourage me, and yeah, give us a thumbs up. So this is the link. In case anyone has anything to say, please, I want to encourage everybody. If you have anything to say, don't use strong languages or strong words. If not, YouTube guideline. YouTube is just doing it to protect. Yonela, how are you? Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sandile, Mapiko, Liso. Hi, Liso. How are you? Sorry, I didn't see you earlier. Hi, Liso. Thank you so much, Liso, for joining. Okay. So this is how people. But I just want to encourage people, my fellow Nigerians. It's not worth it. Honestly, being undocumented is not worth it. You'll just be so constrained. Like if I was undocumented in South Africa, I wouldn't be able to do my honors and my masters. If I wanted to do my PhD, I would have probably finished by now. It's just that I said no, I'm not studying. I'm not doing PhD. It has never been my dream. I may consider it later in life. Who knows, somewhere else or wherever or whatever. But for now, I didn't want to. But what am I trying to say? If you come into a country, you may be smart. You may be, you may have all it takes. You may have good skills and all that. But if your skill is not wanted in a country like South Africa or Dubai, I'm talking to Nigerians right now. Nigerians, don't go, okay? Except your skill is wanted. You can look at other countries if you must have to, migrate. If you can look at other countries that may have the skills that you require, then you go to that place, because being undocumented is very constraining. You won't be able to study if you're someone that has a dream to further your studies. You won't be able to work. Yeah, legal jobs. You won't be able to do legitimate jobs. Even something like YouTube. Do you know that your what's it called, particulars are needed? You have a lot of things that you won't be able to do if you're an illegal immigrant, if you're undocumented. The first thing you should do when you come into a country, try to be documented. In fact, the right thing to advise is try to come in as a legal migrant, come in legally, then, take it up from there. But for instance, if you found yourself in a country and you're not documented, I don't know what to advise you. The only advice I'll say is try and get documented, because it will help you. If you're documented, you will be able to do a lot of things. You're in the system. You'll be able to probably get a job if it's a country that can offer you employment. You have your medical insurances. You have different kind of even life insurance, all those kind of everything you need. Okay, you'll be able to have it. We have someone. Hi, PH. Hi, PH. Thank you so much for joining. Where are you calling from?
Hello, hi.
Hello.
Are you able
Hello.
to hear me? Are you able to hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Where are you calling from? Are you
Thank you
calling
so
from South Africa or Dubai? I'm
much.
just making a
I'm
joke.
in South Africa. I'm, I'm in South Africa. Can't afford to
Oh,
buy.
thank you for joining.
I
No,
cannot
I'm just
afford
making
to
a
buy.
joke. Yeah.
Mm. Olivia, hi. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you
Just
so
want to
much.
make, I joined actually at work. I cannot
Okay.
reveal my face, so I have to
No, 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 you
apologize for
don't have
that.
to. No, you do not
Right,
have to reveal your face at all. No. Your
right.
contribution is all that is needed. Yes. It's
You know,
only by
Olivia, clearly I'm a female. And I
yes, I
must
can
just
hear you.
mention,
I can hear you.
I must mention the fact that, and I need to give context to what is happening to Nigerians, right?
Okay. Okay.
Um, I'm not going to base my submission on the basis of just UAE, right? Because I mean, it has been the issue with Nigerians has been, yeah, there for a while, you know. I mean, there are just certain issues, that it seems like people shy away from speaking about, or somehow within the Nigerian community or as a country per se, whether you need a dialogue of some sort, you know, whether you need a dialogue of some sort. I mean, there's a need, I personally think so. I work in the legal fraternity, right, in South Africa.
Okay.
I'm in the legal fraternity, and I can assure you, there are just certain issues, certain factors, certain, pinpoint signs, right? Which once you reveal these stats, you seen as xenophobic, which personally, I feel like, it's a easier way out of having a proper conversation, you know Olivia, I'm gonna base it in the South African environment, right? These are
Yeah.
the issues. These are the issues, and this the difficulty is this, because of this country being more human rights based, right? There are certain
Yeah.
things that are never revealed, and until you are there in that field or there, and your work involves that particular subject, you wouldn't actually
Okay.
have the information, right?
Yeah.
And you will remember that a month ago, if not less, the criminal justice system or department came out and said that they were kind of like erasing thousands of murders that were committed because they had fallen
Don't use
into.
strong words. So they are going to bring down this video. You're
Oh,
using
I
so
apologize.
please. This is
I
YouTube.
apologize.
This is not TikTok.
I'm
YouTube is
sorry. I'm sorry.
has community
I
guidelines. Please,
apologize.
I
I
understand you.
apologize.
Just code your words a
You
little,
know.
okay? I understand you.
Okay. Yeah. Thousands of states, particularly where people's lives were ended. Mm, because they couldn't find the perpetrators, right? This normally, in the normal language, we will call them cold cases. They have fallen into cold cases, right?
Okay.
Why? You'll find that within a crime scene, fingerprints are found, right? And that particular individual is not on the Home Affairs system, right? So when
Okay.
you look at that, the context of it is that generally, who wouldn't be in the Home Affairs system? Who wouldn't? It will be an unknown, right, within the South African borders, right?
Yeah.
More likely, and basically, when you talk about percentage and stats and things like that, it actually reveals that the person you are looking for is not a South African, right?
Okay.
And then to that is that when stats come out, and the argument for non-South Africans is that, but the majority of prisoners are actually not South Africans. You know why? The simple answer is this. Why? Because those that are able to be caught are those that are on the Home Affairs system.
True,
So
true,
the
true.
majority, the
Yeah,
majority clearly will be South
you're correct.
African,
If you don't have
right?
a South African ID, things cannot be traced back to
You
you.
can't. You can't. And since I work in this field within the criminal,
Sorry, I can't hear you.
when that the lower percentage, since I work in the criminal system, right?
Yeah,
I will tell you what
use the
happens
justice
in
system. Yeah,
terms.
can you use the justice system? Yeah, we understand you.
Oh,
You
ask
you,
this.
you
All
work
right.
with the
So
justice
so
system. Yeah,
I since I work there, I'll tell you what normally happens, right?
yeah.
Normally, what happens is that the population, the prison population, clearly majority are South Africans, right?
Obviously, because
So
it's their
they're
country.
in
It's
there.
only natural. Yeah.
Yes, more likely they're in there for one crime, for commission of one crime, right? So with non-South Africans, right? Because it's hard to actually arrest them, right? So they end up that the moment they are arrested, then when you go back to court cases, you find out that actually this person's fingerprints are on 10 other uh, crimes. You see what I mean? So the majority of non-South Africans are there for multiple commission of crimes, right?
Hi,
And
Adako. Thank you, sis. Yeah, go
and
on.
those commission, you will find that these are the most, like, well, without describing the type of crimes, those that really, yeah, very difficult, you know, continuous, severe, serious crimes, right? So the other thing, I've listened to the argument that in respect to Nigerian, and I'm gonna now go back to the Nigerian issue, right? That South Africans were helped by the entire Africa and all sorts of things. I don't have information pertaining to that. So
You
let's
can research
go
the
on.
information though. If you don't
Yeah,
have,
yeah,
just yeah, yeah,
right.
yeah. But
So fine. I'm moving on the basis on the assumption that yes, South Africans were helped by the entire Africa, specifically Nigerians, right? On that argument. Let's
I don't
now
know if it's specifically. I
no,
can't say to
no,
that.
no.
Yeah.
I'm just saying because we are talking specifically Nigeria, and they always say, but
Hi,
we used to
Sky.
contribute. We used
Yeah.
to contribute and all sorts of things. Right. Let's move on that basis that right, they helped South Africa, right? But the purpose of helping was that for what? For freedom, isn't it? And
Yes, of course.
flourishing of the entire Africa, right? Do you know? I may have been very young in '94. I was very young.
I was
But
very young as well. Very, very young. Yeah.
let me just tell you the truth. I do not know drugs. My entire family doesn't. We've never seen, we've heard about them. The only way I kind of started to realize that there was drugs was when I entered this
Mm-mm,
field.
stop calling drugs. Hey, you're
Oh
using so
my
much
God.
strong language. You're so passionate. I understand. But this is not my
I
platform. If
see.
you please,
I apologize, but clearly
please, you
etiquette
should
out of
understand
the
YouTube. It's not like TikTok. Oh, TikTok is very liberal. YouTube, if you use that word, they censor, they hear it 2 times, that video is going down. True.
I
Or the YouTube
apologize.
channel
So yeah,
be
the
flagged.
movement of
Yes.
all these things, the movement of all unlawful stuff, right? The one time I saw it was through obviously the different court system, right? So Olivia, I will tell you this is where the issue is. Then there's an
Okay.
argument of then there's an argument of saying, but why the attack is on the black skin, right? There
Yeah.
are there are obviously other races there. Why is it that South Africa are not actually putting the effort into the other race? Let me tell you
Okay.
this. It's
Okay.
human, it's psychological. You can explain it in various ways. I attack an individual attacks that which they see on a daily basis. There is
Okay.
definitely no way that I'm going to attack something I don't know, right?
Okay.
So the close
So you're saying that
proximity,
the focusing on the blacks is because of what that they are
close
being seen.
proximity. Yes, let me tell you what has
Proximity.
happened.
Okay, okay,
Close
okay. The
proximity. What has
proximity.
happened is this. What has happened is this. The movement of the staff, right? The movement
Okay,
of the staff, for it to be bought, the staff that is being bought, is that somebody needs to move around, right?
okay.
I don't see the other skin moving around and going to a township or a squatter camp, right?
I
Right?
get you.
So
Yes,
the
I
issue is this.
understand.
If you are really my
So
big
you're
brother
saying
and
that
sister,
what you're sorry, let me interject a little.
mm,
Because what you're trying to say is that the black skinned people are much more accessible because
they are
they go
runners.
around that, yeah, that if other
They are runners.
skins do these things as well, sell
Mm.
this stuff as well, they are not usually accessible. Maybe they do it,
No, no, they don't go
they're
to the
more coded.
township. They don't go to a township. They don't go to a squatter camp the other race.
Have we
So
also thought
that is
if
one.
this other skin, sorry, I just want to play the devil's
Yes,
advocate. Have we also thought
yes.
if these other skin people are the ones that even send the black skin people to go and,
Thank
go and
you.
infiltrate
Thank you for
our
saying that.
communities? Eh?
Thank you for saying that because I was going to connect the link. And right? I was going to connect the link and now talk about morality, right? Right?
Okay. Yeah.
Now, if and by the way, this is not something, a creation of our skin, to be frank. The traveling and the transportation and the logistics of it really tells you it's not us, right?
Okay.
But the
Yeah.
question is this: for it to get to a black South African, there is a black skin moving a
Yes.
runner. Why
Mm.
would, and that's when I say, why would a big brother, right? A big
Yeah.
brother allow that to be the agent in between, be the runner? You see, this thing could be resolved. Access
True.
is through this brother, and the brother in most situations is said to be Nigerians.
Okay.
You see what I mean?
Some Nigerian,
So
I always say let's be, give people grace and not paint everybody with the
no,
same brush.
yeah, no, no.
Let's keep them.
Obviously I can never generalize. I'm talking
Yeah,
in the context of saying,
yeah,
because I
yeah,
mean, once we get there, it's just a slippery slope,
okay,
right? So
yeah,
I can never generalize. But the
all
reality is
right.
this: close proximity. The issue is close proximity. What
Close. You're making
I
sense
as a
here.
black skin, what I as a black skin see, I do not see a Lebanese in a township running around. It can
Mm,
never be. I do
yeah.
not see a Mexican
So
coming
what
in
you're
and
saying
on.
is black that is causing these things for black
Exactly.
because
And if we
blacks
are
are more
really brothers
comfortable
and
with
sisters,
blacks, and then it's
yes,
easier. Okay. Can you just hold your thoughts? Let's hear from Two Niger. Hi, Two Niger. Thank you so much for joining. You can just hang in there if you have the time. Let's hear what he has to say. Then you can also contribute
I'm
again.
driving. I will come back later, but I will be
All right.
listening while I'm driving, right?
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you so much for your submission. I appreciate. Okay, guys. Though what's called the StreamYard link is on the comment section. You can just click and join, and please give us a thumbs up. Okay, thumbs up. You guys are not thumbsing up. I don't know what did I do. What did I do to you? Please give us a thumbs up. That's all you can give. You can also support the channel with a super chat. But you guys, thumbs up is appreciated. And let's hear from Two Niger. Then yeah, we'll take it up from there. Okay, Two Niger, please unmute yourself. Thank you for
Thank you.
joining. Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you,
thank
my
you for
dear.
having me,
Yeah,
cherished Olivia. Um,
thank you.
yeah, this issue there are it's multifaceted issue to an extent. On the surface of it, one would say one should not excuse bad behavior on either side. And I like the fact that you corrected the statement that she made regarding generalizing on Nigerians. It's a
Yeah.
simple thing. Just adding some, that little word some makes a big difference when
True, I
one is
agree.
talking.
Mm.
And what tends to happen, what I see in South Africa is that the government's failure is being transferred to the migrants. Many European countries have vastly more migrants inside their nations. You don't see this type of behavior in there. The 141,000 Nigerians went to the UK just last year alone.
Yeah, I
Nigerians
heard
are
that.
not being
That was a lot.
Nigerians. There are about 11 million this thing, migrants in the UK. You don't see them going on the street and abusing foreigners at this level. You don't see, not to mention European this migrants. It's not because they are not losing jobs sometimes, but the problem is that I had this conversation with the South African. I said, if your government is not lifting the poorer people in South Africa out of poverty, this is what you get. If the non-black people are the ones controlling the wealth of your country, this is what you get. They will turn you against each other. I've seen a video of a South African man, white man, coming to say openly that they used to send them into the black neighborhoods to cause divisions and do all
Really?
kinds of yes, on YouTube here. They to go to cause division within the black community. They know it. The South Africans know it. This is not. They must have seen it themselves. Even in the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, where a white person said they developed biological weapon to wipe out the black people. This is something that they know, and they ignore all that. I understand the idea of proximity, but how about the elites? The elites gang up and use the xenophobia as a political game to distract the people from their failure to help their own people. The vast majority of poor people in South Africa are black. Vast majority, about 87% of them, 89% or so are black. And then when you look at the crime
Anyway,
rate,
that's because South Africa is a black-owned country, so it's only natural. But I get what you're saying. It's only natural. South Africa is owned by the blacks. So, but you're
they
making, yeah,
make up
yeah, go on.
70% of the population and make up
Yeah,
90,
South Africa,
80,
yeah.
89% of the poverty. That means that they are disproportionately represented in the poverty scale. And if you look at the society, even their unemployment rate is a lot higher among the black community. So you can see why they are frustrated. But the migrants contribute to about 1% of the crime rate in the country, contribute very little to the reason why they are suffering that economic problem. Most of the wealth is in the hands of the non-whites in that country. So putting it on the black people just seems a little bit unfair when those same black people travel all over the world where there are no black people. That the country is owned by Oyibo people that actually hate us, and yet they don't treat us like that. You know, Nigerians make up almost 1 million now in America. You don't see them treating Nigerians
Population is
this
a
way.
lot.
So I really think that there is something else going on here in the South African society that
Okay.
seems to want to divide the major nations within Africa. And we
Okay.
have
Can
to
I say
rebel
something
against
too,
it.
Niger? I'll
Yeah.
interject a little, then you go on. I also want us to come from a place of a little bit of accountability. Yeah, what you're saying is very correct. Um, but I also want to also call out if our people are doing bad things. Those people, we know some of our people, Nigerians, we know ourselves. Some of us are good and some of us are bad. I always say it on this channel. Like the last time I had a live, I said that the people that are contributing positively are more than the people that are contributing negatively. However, the people that are contributing negatively are being overshadowed, you know, do you understand? So, first
Yeah.
of all, do you know what most South Africans always say is that they want some Nigerians to be accountable, like in this kind of platforms, that if we want to say, first of all, before we bring our submission, which you started with it anyway. You said not for us to encourage bad behavior, but let's put it out there that we do not encourage bad behavior. We will be vocal about it, and we'll at least put a word of it's not like me and you and I can do much, but put a word of encouragement, please. Those that are really indulging in things that are not good, let them stop. It's not good for
Mm.
our country generally, our continent as a whole. Then we can now, bring, because I know all these things. I've been living in South Africa. Some of the things you're saying, you're correct. Some of these things, politicians are all the same everywhere in the world, especially in Africa. They have a ploy. Like Nigeria, we know what's it called, what they use to divide us. We know. In South Africa, yeah, it can also come out as, some politicians can have They always have a strategy to divide the people. But some of the concerns of the people, is it legitimate? Yes. So let
mm.
us, as Nigerians,
I,
first of all,
I,
be
I,
accountable and say, no, this
I hear
thing,
that. I hear
yes,
the fact that Nigerians commit crimes in some countries. And sure, the Nigerian commit crimes in every country.
in every
Let's make no
country, yeah.
mistake. Yes, we
Mm,
commit crimes in every country. But some, you
yeah.
see, this is why
And that's
I
that.
went in
And
that
we
direction,
are against it
because
and we don't encourage
of
it.
course
Yes. We are
we
going to,
don't encourage it.
yes.
I think
Yeah.
the idea that what I find some a little bit distasteful is that Africans are bought into this mindset that Nigerians are just criminals,
No,
and
nah.
that is very wrong. No,
That's
they
the
do it.
wrong notion. That
You
notion is what I'm here to know. Yeah, that's a
mm,
very, very dangerous notion. I agree with you. You and I, you know the frustration. I understand your frustration. Me, I know my frustrations as well. We know this first. So, but first of all, like you and I agreed now, do some of our people do illegal and bad things? Yes, they do. And that's not right. But are we supposed to be all painted with the same brush? Hell no. We have good, well meaning people in the society, people that
yes.
contribute positively, both here in South Africa, both in other parts of the world. Okay. So yeah, go on,
Mm.
my brother. Go on,
Yeah,
please.
I definitely, one of the things I've always said was, whenever you have problems with Nigerians and you feel like you need to do something about it, go with the Nigerian government. The Nigerian government will be the first to come after them.
Yes,
Nigerian
you're right.
government, we don't like the Nigerians don't like them too. Nigerians don't like criminals. They will come after them. The Nigerian government will even go after their families in Nigeria for you, to make
True.
sure they get these people. But they don't work with Nigerian government. They malign the name of Nigeria. My problem is that this is why it looks like I'm not holding Nigerians that are committing crimes accountable. Definitely, I want them to be held accountable. They should be punished to the fullest extent of the law. That is how it's meant to be. Deport them, jail them. If there is capital punishment, carried out as it's meant to be carried out. If people come
True.
and break the law, you cannot have people going to other people's country and start
To
breaking
break
laws
the
there and
law.
expect them
That's
to get away with it.
unacceptable. Yes.
That is not. I'm not going to have that for Nigeria. I'm not going to wish that on any nation. Where
Yes.
my issue is that Nigerians, if you look at it on the board, Nigerians are present in in other countries far more. Far, like in America, France, Switzerland, Germany, all these countries, Nigerians are there, but you don't
True. Yes.
hear this type of stuff about Nigerians there. How is it that it's only in South Africa it turns out to be the biggest issue? Nigerians are even present in other African countries, but you don't hear this type of dislike for Nigerians, and in such a violent way too. Sometimes when he doesn't even, he started spilling over into a South African citizen like Chidinma, that is practically an innocent person herself, but it spilled into her because of the venom that they've expressed towards the Nigerians. So it tells you that something else may be underlying this thing that is going on. There is something
There are a
else.
lot of things actually. Like I'm sorry to interject,
Mm,
my brother. I've always said it. This is a love-hate relationship. We love ourselves. I'll say it. A lot of people don't want to hear. No, we love ourselves. We have this rivalry. We have this sibling rivalry. We have those who is the bigger country in Africa, who is the giant, who is amongst other things. I don't, I'm not dismissing other factors that are underlying there, but the issues are just here and there. Some trivial, some actually serious. So to Niger, my brother, can you hold on? Let's hear from African Queen. Just be here and yeah, let's hear what she wants to say. Hi, African Queen. Thank you for joining. Okay.
Hi,
Please before
Oli
we go on,
Oli.
thank you. Please, can you give us a thumbs up? Okay, share the video. Give us a. You guys are not thumbsing up now. Please, give us a thumbs up. Okay, encourage me. In TikTok, you people thumbs up and give flowers and give money guns. You people don't give me super chat. You people don't thumbs up, please. Okay, I appreciate everyone for joining. Thank you so much. I'll read the comments shortly. Okay, so African Queen, go on, my dear. Go on, my sister.
Yeah, I just want to respond to your question whether South Africa will follow the UAE. South
Okay.
Africa last month, I think it was on Friday, remember the 13th? They have
Yeah.
deported more than 90 illegal Nigerians.
Are you
The
for real?
Yes, 90.
Really? I didn't hear that.
90. And people have got this notion as if South Africa is not deporting even white people. A lady from Zambia, a white lady has been deported. A lady from Ukraine has been deported. There are a lot of
Really?
white people that gets deported from South Africa. The only thing
Really?
is that It's not out there. The Nigerian and South African thing, it's out there because there is this commotion that it's on the air between these
Why
two
is
countries.
other news, or why are other news, sorry, let me ask you, why are other news not out there? Why is it all about Nigerians that are always out there? Like these things now, we don't hear them. Why? Can you just, I don't know, I'm just
You
curious.
know why? If you gonna have people like to Niger who will come here and say, no, these are the Western countries, there's no problem. I'm talking of this quarter from June until now in September. Libya has deported Nigerians. Germany has done that. Spain, Italy, US, UK, Australia, Hungary, Switzerland, Norway, Denmark. Those countries have deported mainly the Nigerians that we speak about. But the only thing, the problem is when certain issues are raised, especially if they link a Nigerian nation, and then you'll find some of those Nigerians that will be defensive, trying to protect the name Nigeria. Sometimes you can't protect the rod. Let it
No, but
be.
we have to protect because not every Nigerian. No, we have to. You don't blame us
No,
for protecting because if you know yourself and you know, oh, you're good and you see people around you, you have to protect. But in the same light, be accountable also and speak. Call the bad things for what they are. But no, don't. We cannot not protect our names because our names are at stake. So yeah, that's what I have
what
to
I'm
say. Go on,
saying
Mide.
is
Yeah.
you can't protect the rot because it stinks. Nobody can
We
protect
can't
it.
we have to protect our name, but it doesn't mean that we don't have to call out negative people, illegal people, bad people. We'll call them out. But we
Exactly.
protect our name because we know, everybody know themselves. You know how well you're living in the country you're living. So when you have a platform or you're in a platform whereby people are saying something, as much as you can't come and say, oh no, people don't do bad things in our country, but protecting our name, I think it's our civil rights. Put it that way. Yeah, and we have to. Me and you, African queen, we agree to disagree. So yeah, in that note, I don't think it's wrong for us to protect our name because we know ourselves.
Yes.
We know that
To
there are good Nigerians all over the world, as well as bad Nigerians. So the good Nigerians, the onus falls on them to also say, no, we have to. We are not all these things that people are saying we are. But are there bad eggs amongst us, bad apples? Yes, they are. But I mean, we have to. The good ones, we have to protect our name. So we are not all rots. No. So you can't say no. You can't protect rot. We are not all rotten. No, no. African queen, I beg to disagree. But go on. Yeah.
I hear you, but
Mm.
I, for one, as a South African, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna protect something that it's rotten, whether it's African or it's European or
You're
it's
you're getting me
Asian.
wrong. The ones that are rotten, we are calling them out. Like me, for one, I speak for myself. I use this platform. I always say it. Those that are bad, if I see somebody that does doing something wrong in South Africa, I'll call it out. But we can't just say that we are all rotten. It's just like, let me use this instance, saying that an average South African is xenophobic. I know an average South African is not xenophobic. And a South
True.
African that loves, that is nice, and most other people, let me say the 90 or 95% that, or 99% that are not, have the right to say, no, we are not like that. And I see South Africans also coming to platforms and say, no, we are not like that. We are good. We only try to defend our country, which that's what an average South African should do. So yeah, that is where I want to disagree with you on this point. We are not all rotten, my dear. We are not. Because
No,
I know
I'm,
the
I'm, I'm
Nigerians
I'm
are
not
doing well.
generalizing, and I'm not
Yeah.
saying all certain nation it's
Yeah, but
rotten.
you
What I'm
shouldn't
saying,
generalize. We don't have to generalize. That is where
exactly.
I want to correct the fact that we shouldn't have to generalize. We should call out, oh, a lot of Nigerians have, you can even say a lot. That's okay. But you can't say all, or they're all rotten, or people are, no, no, that's not the best, word to
That's
use.
how it spills over into this type of behavior you see. Like, you know that there are more Nigerians overseas than the entire Zulu population.
Hi,
That,
Sireze. Thank you for joining my membership. I really appreciate. Yeah, go on.
there are more Nigerians overseas than the entire Zulu population. We have 6 million in the Benin Republic, 4 million in Cameroon, next door to us. In the UK, is going towards 1 million now. In America, it's already heading past that. You don't see this type of enmity like the yeah, they deport Nigerians, but how many have been deported? Maybe a few hundreds here and there has been deported out of millions that is outnumbers the entire population of the Zulu. So this is why it is worth defending the reputation of Nigeria. Nigerians are the most qualified diaspora population, even in America. Nigerians are doing great work all over the world, and the name of our country has just been completely destroyed. As if because nobody is supporting criminals. Let's make
No,
that clear.
nobody will.
We
I
do
would never
not
use this platform to
support
support
criminals. We
evil.
want all
Never.
those criminals prosecuted, even within Nigeria. We were just having conversation today about why Nigerian governors are not carrying out capital punishment that the courts have already
Exactly. We
put
even
forward.
say let them have the final penalty. We say it on social media platforms.
Bad
So,
news
no,
cell.
we don't like those
Wherever
criminals.
you go, you cannot read about the good things. Bad news cell. We know how media is. That's why anything that is bad by any nation, it will be out there because the news media, they sell their product or either their station by reporting because they know anything that is great you read to pass, but anything that is bad, as human beings, any human beings, we've got the tendency of entertaining it. Because, for instance, right now, what two Niger is saying that South African government is not lifting its nation. Why doesn't he take that notion, that mindset, and ask himself, why is Nigerian government it's not lifting its nation? They will not japa all the entire world if they were taking its nation. That's why I normally say we need to look within. Because if Nigerians and the government they look within themselves, it's not they are not gonna all over the world. Let us be honest, all over the world. They're selling news about the immigrants. There are a lot of immigrants that are getting deported, but then the Nigeria comes up. They are mostly spoken about. There are even South Africans that get deported from other countries, but it doesn't make news. You ask yourself why? Why?
Because there are
Okay.
very few in
Um,
population.
yes,
You're
that's my point exactly. Do you know that Nigeria is the most populated black country in the world? We are fourth in the whole world. So with such population, there's no way people will not scatter all over the world. It's only natural to
Cherish,
answer that
let
question.
me just share something to her so that she understand how why Nigerians are spreading everywhere. Nigeria, the location where you call Nigeria right now, I think people need to understand that is the most populated spot on the African continent, and it's been like that for thousands of years. There's a reason why the Bantu expansion that they describe in historical terms emerged from that region because they've been emerging. That's why the Bantus are still linked to Cameroon and East this in Nigeria because they've been spreading till today. Why do you think you have about 6 million Nigerians in Benin Republic? Almost half of the population is tied to the Nigerian state, 4 million in Cameroon. Because the population there is so dense, is by far the densest region in Africa. So they are spreading all the time. And if you take the population of black people outside the continent, Nigerians outnumber probably every other group. That's why you hear about them all the time. I think we need to
True.
contextualize this thing. That's why Nigerians, I really wish we know ourselves and we defend ourselves a little bit more. Because I
No,
feel
it's
like
not
we
about
leave people to
defending
just malign
ourselves.
us.
It's not about defending. It's about bringing, one thing about platforms. I'm not all about defense or attack or whatever. I'm all about educating and enlightening. Okay. Most times when people talk, say something, they really don't understand the concept. Do you understand? When you talk about a country, why they migrate a lot, and you look at the population of the country, that country, you need to come to Lagos. You'll be seeing people, it's human heads you'll be seeing. It's just like India. It's like asking yourself, why do Indians or Chinese migrate a lot? They're also everywhere in the world. Pakistan, India, Chinese, and then you see Nigeria. Nigeria
Exactly.
is the most populated. So it's about the population. It's due to the population. It's not due to, and maybe they have to, with this kind of population, it's like having a woman that has 10 children and a woman that has two. the possibility of your 5 of your 10 children living in other provinces of South Africa is higher than the woman that have only 2 children. Most likely, your 2 children might just live here in Rustenburg. Do you understand? I'm just trying to make people understand. So with more population, you see more illegal things, more good things, more bad, more migration, more it's population. That's why I'm an advocate of Nigeria have less children now, because a lot of people will say, Olivia, you have only 3 daughters. I said that road is closed because we have a lot of population. We are enough. Do you understand? So go on.
You know, when you
We are
say that,
enough.
Olivia, there's a Nigerian guy that was making, I think it's on YouTube, and then he said he has got a special meeting that he's gonna call, especially the Nigerian men that are based here in South Africa, that there's a strategy and they need to focus. All they need to focus on is to use a condom. I laughed.
No, the thing is, really, the average Nigerian believes. I think that it's getting better now with enlightenment, education to Nigeria. A lot of people here. Do you understand? The average Nigerian, if my husband, as a Nigerian medical doctor, and an Igbo man, if it was before, he cannot not have a male child. I'm just diverting because of the way our country is and all. You must have a male child, so you keep having children. That's how he got populated. But now with enlightenment, he knows that we have 3 female, amazing, beautiful, blessed children, and that's fine. Do you understand? So we have a lot of population. It's our population that is causing all these things. My mom has
I'm not.
3 children.
I'm
I
surprised now that you open that kind of worms. I'm not
No,
supporting that.
that's the truth.
I think we need
That's the
more
truth. My
population. Actually,
mom, my mom has 6 children, 5 females and 1 male. What am I trying to say? My brother was the 5th child, and she had to give birth and got to the 5th, the boy till okay. Culture differs, things, a lot of things. If we start talking, we'll keep diverting because these things
cherish,
are,
cherish.
yeah.
India has got 1.4 billion in population. The entire African continent has about the same number, but yet Africa is 12 times larger than India. Why is
in
that?
in in landmark.
In landmass, 12 times larger than India, but India has the same population as this in Africa. We have to be careful what we buy into the narrative. So
No,
that is why
we
we are
don't have to
actually
be careful to
underpopulated
Nigeria.
for the landmass
Oh,
that we have.
I disagree with you. We are enough. We are too
I just gave you
populated.
the facts. With the landmass
It
that we
doesn't
have,
matter.
Indians
Do you
use it to have
want
1.4 billion.
do you want the likes of me to have 6 children now? No.
Why?
It's too
Why
much.
not? Yeah, it's more
No,
human
no,
beings
no,
and
no.
more power.
We are
Human beings are
debating, guys.
power.
We are trying to cool down the tension now, but no,
Okay.
having too many children is the cause of all this. We are too popular in Nigeria. The average Nigerian believe that 6 children, okay, then now it's now that people can have 2, 3, and they're fine. No, 2, you can't have 2 in Nigeria or
And
3.
watch now.
Okay,
In the India, the northerners will become 65% of the population in 50 years. Keep playing that game. You'll find out. All your hard work, they will inherit it. You see, the thing is, we have to know what we are playing with here, the outcomes of what we are going to be doing. So that I see. I wish the best for South Africans. Let me go back to the topic. I really do want our South African brothers to do well, especially for me. No, I'm not too that fussed about Uae there. I want the black South Africans to do very well in that country, and that is where the bleed
the
comes
blacks
from.
are
Because
doing well though, and they are
uh,
very smart
they are
people.
doing well when
Yeah,
80%,
I
ninety
studied
percent
with
of the
them.
wealth in the country is controlled by a minority.
Hey,
Uh,
motherhood.
the minority population control the wealth of the country. If that is because every elite in the country controls the wealth, and if the elite in South Africa is mostly the white people, they control the wealth of the country. And sooner or
And
later,
who
if things
controls the wealth of Nigeria to
the
Niger?
minority population, which are mostly black,
No,
that
she's talking about Nigeria.
yeah, it's
African
minority
queen.
elites in Nigeria that controls in Nigeria. The minority elites in Nigeria control the wealth, but they are black. But in South Africa, the minority is white. That's the big difference. That's why I worry for the black South African, because just 40 years ago, it sounds as if it's a long time ago. Just 40 years ago, Nigerians were fighting and working to make sure apartheid ended. Let's not make a mistake about that. In the next 50 years, we can't guarantee what happens. That's all I'm saying.
You, to Niger, I remember even when we were on the street of Afridamas, you guys with this notion that no, South Africa, Nigeria spent 61 billion during the time of Umzabalazo here in South Africa. You guys were busy with your internal wars. There's no billions that you guys were
Handless TV.
having, because you must remember that was after the era where you took your own nation and sold it, because money was dominating. It's everything that you think about. That's when you were selling people as slaves to the Western people, and thereafter decide to fight yourself within the country. So there was no time. Yes, I won't dispute it. If you check even
Anyway,
with the
this
people who were
topic is
under
going to
Agwa,
another dimension. Please, let's
See,
digress.
I'm
Let's
wishing them
move down.
well. I'm wishing them well, and she's busy lambasting me. See, I'm not here to
I'm
fight you.
not. You are
Yeah,
scared of the feds tonight. I
no.
know very
It
well.
shows that you are
We
very
live
much
for
Nigerian
this group,
because
me
you are
and
busy
you.
divided when I'm busy trying to this is say that you
No,
should do well. You are busy
no.
fighting me.
I'm
I wish
not
you guys
fighting
well.
you tonight. I'm just giving you facts.
What is
Because you know what? We cannot read and move forward if we keep on spewing lies. I prefer,
See, the point
irrespective
is,
where
these
you
things
come
that we are
from.
saying is not the point. The point is, I am all for how we can move Africa forward. I'm not all for how. Yes, I know. Like Tunaja said, all Africans help. I can't. I won't say it's only Nigerians doing apartheid and vice versa, whatever. But the point is that how do we stop all this bickering? Can we shed more light on that?
By start behaving. By start
Hmm?
behaving.
by stop
Behaving.
fighting
Okay.
each other? You make a conscious effort to be less divisive. Be
Please
immune
give
to
the video a
division.
thumbs up, guys. Okay, I will really appreciate thumbs up, thumbs up.
Because you know, when you ask that question, Olivia, you must remember the Nigerian nation didn't start coming to South Africa now in the 20s. The first time when we get exposed or hearing about the Nigerian nation, it's when the ANC government decided to book the entire hotel. I think part of that nation, they still exist here in South Africa. We never had issues with them. We never had problem. They were housed in one of the hotel, the highest hotel in Braamfontein. It was full of Nigerians, and you've never had anything. These
When was
issues
that? Sorry,
come.
I didn't get that.
I think it was in the 1990, 92, before we even
You people know
voted.
history. I don't know those histories. Okay.
I,
Mm,
I, I learn about my country's history, even though by then we were still babies. But
mm,
if you grew up, especially in a household where the people were involved in politics, there's no way
okay.
that you can miss that.
You will not
But
know
if you
politics.
can
That's true.
just do the research, you'll find out when the first group of more than thousands of Nigerians that were housed here in South Africa before even South Africa cast their first vote. That was the appreciation of a thank you from the ANC government with the few passports that they decided to issue to them. But what
And
can we say? That's why I normally say we need to look at ourselves first before we can thinking of let's all move forward as African. No, let's move on and check ourselves as individual countries. And when we feel that now we can be able to be open and accept each other, because you cannot accept your neighbor while you don't accept your children in your own house, and thereafter we can be able to move forward. South Africans never breathed. Immediately after the independence, there was a flocking of people. You know, to Niger, you are based in the States. African American, you need to sit down with them and let them tell you about the Jim Crow, how it affects them mentally and spiritually. That's what it's happening here in South Africa. South African nation hasn't healed from apartheid. And then here are these people who are coming like bees, flocking to them. And then they get more confused. And then you expect them to accept you with open arms. Yes, it can be done, but it's not possible. That's what we are saying. Let us find ourselves.
I don't think you should compare yourself to African Americans or the other diasporans. You
Jom
just
Crow
compared.
and apartheid, it
Let
was
me
the
finish what
same
I'm
thing
saying.
in
You just
Niger.
called fellow Africans bees, and you live with people that fed your women to pigs, and I've never heard you use one pejorative term against them. But it's okay. You are very much African, because Nigerians, we tear each other down like this. Like all I wish for you people is well. And if you like, tell me all you like. Believe me, I've had Nigerians tear me to pieces just because I'm telling them, you know what, you need to see beyond your divisive lines and work together, because the world right now is working in billions. They are not working in 60 million people here, 30 million people there. That's why you have NATO that numbers over a billion, China over a billion, India over a billion. Go and compete with them with that kind of tiny number that you have. You are going to repeat history again. And we have to see beyond these lines. Or even people kill themselves. So why don't they hate each other the way we do? They killed themselves in the World War. 65 million people died. And yet they went on to create the European Union and be able to work together and dominate the world as it is right now. Yet you are calling your own fellow black people bees. But it's all right. You are nothing like African Americans. African Americans are very, very tolerant people.
If
I
you
talk
don't
to them all the
understand
time.
metaphor in English to Niger, I'm not gonna sit here and educate you
I'm not
English.
going to
So
call, I will
Well,
never call your people bees. That's one thing I know.
Niger, let's calm down the emotions, okay? Let's calm down the emotions, guys. We are here to talk civil in a civil manner. Yeah, we shouldn't call names either.
Emotions
But
are a good
let's
thing. I don't know why. Is this standard? Emotions allows you, is the engine that drives logic. Let's not
it's,
call
now,
it
it's
a
true,
bad
you're
thing.
right. But when the emotions are very high, you tend to, say things that you don't mean, and behave
no,
in an inappropriate
I
manner
still didn't
sometimes.
resort. Still didn't insult her. I basically told her
Okay.
I
Olivia,
wish well for their people.
Olivia, you went to
Yeah.
school. When somebody use a metaphor, you flock like a bees, you fly like birds. Is there an insult? Come on, man. Don't
Okay,
don't
that's
don't don't,
let's
don't
go
go
past
low
that.
like Niger.
Let's
To
go
Niger
past
is
that,
like this.
okay?
I know
To
he's my
Niger,
culture
African Queen,
person.
let's go past that. It's fine. I want to reiterate on something African Queen said. You said that South Africans are still, suffering from the emotional trauma of the apartheid. Is that what you said? Correct, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes, I agree. I agree somehow. That's why sometimes when people talk, a lot of people come to my channel and say so many horrible things. But I just say, okay, maybe this person is still emotional or whatever. I don't know what this person is dealing with. Because I know that the hepatitis to Niger, I want you to listen. The hepatitis was terrible, and people still deal with trauma, from that. Like African Queen rightly said. So sometimes when South Africans say some things, may not really be that they are some of them may really dislike foreigners, but sometimes it may just be as a result of what they faced and all that. Trauma is real, that's the truth. So you're right. And having said that, I mean, that's all. Sabza, let's hear from you, please, okay? Sabza. Hi, Sabza.
Hi, Olivia, and hi, African Queen and Niger.
Hi,
Can you hear
Hi,
Sabza.
me?
Sabza. Thank you for joining. Please, guys, you guys are not giving us a thumbs up. Can you kindly give us a thumbs up? Okay, I'll appreciate. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Sabza, go on. I have few minutes to leave. Yeah.
Okay, no, I just joined in because of I had some other things to deal with. Then I
Okay.
saw
Thank you for.
yes, this platform now. I'm just interested because I see, but our conversation, it must really add value, especially to be more productive and find solutions. Maybe
Mm,
just only one or two things that would reiterate to those who contributed more. That we, South Africans first, they are not really hostile or xenophobic as it has been portrayed, you see. But one thing that South Africans would not be able to tolerate, it is the behavior. And everything mostly it started with the behavior, of the foreign nationals when they are here. Because of we hosted foreign nationals from many, many years, even before apartheid. We were staying with everyone. They are coming from wherever, different countries, looking for greener pasture. Some they come in South Africa, they for employment. They are working in the mines in different areas, sectors. But actually, we were living with them. We are living with them, in our backyards. We did not have that much problem. The problem here is when you come and occupy my space, the space that I have, and you start to behave differently. That's where the problem is. The issue of the economic imbalance is there. Yes, we understand, but we are welcoming, and we make sure that everyone that comes, we make them feel comfortable. The behavior that we portray now, because of this behavior is recently, it is what we see to those who come to our space and start to behave differently. You see, people, when they come, they start to show their colors or their behavior that will not be acceptable to me. I will not keep quiet. You see, that's where the things start. And then now everything follows, is this matter after another, this one after another. But if people, as a solution, if we can start and change the behavior. Now I'll go back straight to Nigerian. Let us leave other the foreign national. I'll go back to the Nigerians. Nigerians, they are loud. It's known. We all we keep on. You also sharing that. We also keep on talking about it. They are loud. But let me just say, if Nigerians start now to take accountability and then start to make some reintrospection and look at their space where they are. They are in my country, not in Nigeria. Now they stay. Okay, let's try now to be humble and be submissive, and comply to the laws of the country. And now start to reprimand those who are doing the illegal, involving themselves into illegal or illicit, activities. I will never go through that. We all know that. If they will start now and act against all that, there'll be no problem. We will stay together, then we go forward as if nothing happened. The problem is the behavior, And then now, those who are doing all these illegal activities, we are getting annoyed, if we see all these things. And unfortunately, we are sorry. I've listened to the other interviewed, it's just the recorded one, when we were also trying to address these issues. When you were saying that we cannot paint everyone. We cannot say the whole 222 million Nigerians, no, they are bad. That's not fair, because of Vele. We know that it's only a few, but that few, it destroys the image of the whole country. You see, because of, if I see one or two, I would say these people, not this one, these people, which means I'm referring to this kind of people, these Nigerians are doing 1, 2, 3 out of anger and frustration. The problem is, let them start one and take accountability and start to be responsible and try now to make sure that they fight against those who are doing bad things in our country.
How do they fight? Sorry, how do they fight against them?
You have community, you can form, Nigerians can form. I know that they can form. I know that they have community forums, they have their own spaces where they come together. Let them use that space to identify those. They know each
It's
other.
not possible. Sorry, Sabs, I have to interject. Okay, civilians cannot come and start fight, because you're talking about me now. The way my husband is doing his thing, he will just leave his work, leave whatever he's doing. Then he'll start going to fight Nigerians that he knows that, or he hears that he's doing something bad. Is that even possible? How possible is that? We should
No.
we should know what we are expecting. Yeah,
Okay.
how is that possible?
All right, let me
The only
finish.
thing you can say is use your platform, if you have a platform, when this kind of discussions are going on. People will just, you say, no, these things are not right, and say it out and air your view, but you can't expect Nigerians to go and start fighting. I mean, people that they don't know. Because that, remember the way you people, everybody here, you could be all South Africans and everything, but you don't know these people. And I mean, you can't just because they're your country national, then you want to go and start fighting them. It's not possible. Let's bring more useful solutions. But go on, yeah.
Okay,
You
maybe,
you know,
maybe let.
Sabza,
Okay,
can I
yes,
just
yes.
Sabza, can I just
I
interject
feel
on
like
that point?
we are excusing
I
bad
Okay,
think
behavior on both sides. The Nigerians behave badly, you should have to condemn them, and you have to also condemn the South Africans that behave badly. We can't be excusing bad behavior. We can't say it's because of trauma. Nigerians have trauma too. A lot of people were sold into slavery. I know somebody that his grandfather's grandfather lost about 12 members of their family into slavery. Were colonized too. They were not the only traumatized people. We have to call bad behavior, so that we can try to correct ourselves, even if it's out of emotions.
but most of the time that's what it's lacking from your side. Olivia, I just wanted to interject on
Yeah,
Sabza
say something.
when
Yeah, go on.
he was saying he thinks it will be better for this group or either formation when they meet and then to have that proper discussion. You know that Jollof Cafe opened a new branch in Morningside. I was there on their launch day because I love some of the Nigerian food. You know, when the owner was speaking, and that has just clouded some of the people who were there because of the utterance. Here is this beauty platform. We are embracing each other so that we can support the black business, irrespective who is owned by or where is the person coming from. But for him, because he said, yeah, people need to understand this is my other branch, and then I'm gonna open another branch in Cape Town. And then we are not doing the powder things here. We are not criminals. People find
Yeah,
it so
okay.
offensive because we know of the criminality that is happening by his countrymen. And then they felt like
Yeah,
if at least he
that makes
said,
sense. Yeah, you can say that just the way I use my platform, I say no to anything illegal and all that. You understand?
exactly,
That is much sensible. If you have a business, make sure that your business is not used to perpetuate negative things. The way my let me
exactly,
give you people yeah, let me just say something. The way my husband runs a medical practice here, most times somebody can come and say, sorry, can you use my mom's medical aid to see me? My husband is like, no, I can't do that. Sorry, I don't do that here. So do you
yeah,
understand? It's all about in your own little corner, or do something that is right, or
Sorry,
it might not be
sorry.
so
Is your
it
husband
might
in
not
South
look so
African?
grievous. Sorry,
Is your husband in South African or Nigerian?
he's a Nigerian.
Okay, that's an example of a Nigerian doing good work, and this is why it's not good to be painting everybody with the same brush. Bad people that are criminal should be treated like criminals and punished to the fullest extent of the law. And this is the common
Exactly.
sense approach. So I really, that's why people like you are the ones I'm arguing for, because I don't like them maligning every Nigerian. It's too much.
I know, I understand what you're trying to say. And I understand, maybe Sabza didn't say it's how, it's supposed to come out. Maybe if what our African Queen is saying is what you mean, then it makes sense to use your little corner. But you can't just, start forming groups to punish people. Are you the law enforcement? You're
Can
not
I?
even trained to punish
Can I?
people that are doing crime. You're going to lose your life. That's the truth,
Can I?
because people that are doing bad things, they are ruthless. Do you understand? They don't care who is by their way. They'll pull you down. They don't care if you're their country national. So that we should also put that in perspective when you're expecting things from people. But what you should say is wherever you find yourself, make sure that you elude yourself from every negativity. Oh, thank you so much, Adako. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate this. Okay, elude yourself from every negativity, and then try and do the right thing in your little corner, and that's the much you can do. Then if you have a platform, if there's a forum like this, there's a launch, people, you say it, you say no, we don't allow this here and here and here. That's all you can do. Then I mean, go on, please, guys. I would like to round up in the next 10 minutes. Okay, let's hear from Lungani, because I need to get my kids from school.
Oh,
Hi,
okay. No, it's
Lungani.
fine. It's fine. Since you're rounding up, I joined late. It's okay.
No, just
But
just contribute. Make your own contribution.
oh,
Okay,
so my
I
own
appreciate
contribution
it
is
always.
oh, okay. Is that from just from my own South Africans? I think for us, I think we're spending too much time focusing on Nigerians. For example, the people that get like fraudulent documents, who do they get them from? Right? It's the South African officials, the drug dealers that have police under their payroll. It's the South African police. So for them to be able to succeed in doing a lot of these things, there's someone in this country who is in the system who's supposed to be protecting the country who's allowing this to happen. When are we having a conversation about accountability to our own people before we look at the criminality? Or because for example with the I'm sure you've seen the trending topic of protection fees. Where's the outrage? Where's the accountability for that? Why are we not holding our leaders, our police, our government accountable? Also on both sides. I think we should stop
You're
fighting
right.
each other and hold our leaders and governments accountable, because it's counterproductive to just say, oh, it's some of you, some of that. It's for someone to get a fraudulent ID document at Home Affairs, there has to be an official at Home Affairs who's facilitating that criminal activity. When are we holding them accountable? For example, with the sorry to bring up Chidima again, but let's say if the identity document was stolen by Chidima's mother, they said there was a statement released that there were three officials involved. What have we done to those three officials? Do we even know their names? Do we know where they are? I know one of them passed away, but where's the accountability to our own people who should be upholding the law? Let's stop focusing on individuals. You can't expect, people like Olivia or people that have platforms to advocate or to fight their own people, because they're also doing their own thing. So let us focus more on our government and our police, our officials that should be doing the right things, people that are taking bribes. I think that's where it starts. Our borders as well. The border officials, I'm sure we've all seen many documentaries of how porous our border with Zimbabwe is and the amount of corruption that happens there. So that's my own take. I think fighting
Thank you,
amongst each other
Lungani.
doesn't help.
Please,
Let us
African Queen Sabza, as South Africans, what do you have to say about what Lungani just said? Can you throw more light on that? Do you have anything to say?
Can I just respond to Lungani? Lungani,
Yeah.
I hear you. It doesn't mean that as South Africans we are just focused on our neighboring countries people. We take the government into accountability, and not all the IDs that are out there. Remember, there was a huge bust that was done in Johannesburg where a Zimbabwean nation guy was found printing his own or people IDs and selling it to his nation, including driver's license. Not every document comes from the. I'm
Where
hearing
did he
an
get
echo.
the machine? Where did he get that machine
Olivia,
with the right documents, with the right
Yes.
everything?
African Queen.
there's
The
an
point
echo.
Lungani is trying to make is that I get what you're saying, but what he's trying to say is that when it comes to South Africa, the government, the inner caucus, it's run by the people. So if there are loopholes, who gave the loopholes? That's the fact. Let's say a police somewhere is not doing his job, he's allowing some very bad Nigerians to do very bad things. Why is the police giving that loophole? Why is the police collecting bribe? So when we want to focus on these bad things that is being done, as much as we should focus on these people don't do this thing, what about the place where we get to tell the law enforcement agency, you people are failing us, you people are not doing your job? Can you step up your game? Yes, you're doing well, but we need you to step up your game. Fish out the corrupt ones amongst you, because it's only the corrupt ones that allowed. Yeah, not all of them are. A lot of them are good, but there are few people that are giving these loopholes. So this is what he's trying to say. Maybe in the home affairs, there are people that are giving documents that are probably not okay. This is where we have to say, oh, we are the people in Home Affairs that are doing this thing. So as much as blame is supposed to go to people that are really perpetuating it, but there's gateway, the people that are supposed to mind, make sure that they protect, are not doing a good job at that. That's what he's trying to say. And I agree with him. Yeah. But we may all have sentiments, and this is my opinion. I agree because our Igbo people used to say, "Okay, no, 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 we're okay, no, na azụ nọ na ngiga," or something. So it's somebody that will tell somebody, "Come inside my house and do something." Yeah, because if I don't let you inside my house to take something, or to behave anyhow, and you may not be able to have access. So where is the access coming from? That's the fact. But yeah, I
Also,
understand.
yeah, just one also thing to add, like, we've been seeing a lot of undocumented people being arrested, in the past few days or weeks. But at the same time, I feel like it's not enough, because we all know that our jails are overflowing. There's a lot of people. So where are those people being housed? Has there been an update on whether they've been deported successfully? Because I feel like that's where it's going to end. It's just going to be another headline. Oh, X amount of people have been arrested. But where are they? Have they been deported? Have they, so we also should be asking follow-up questions like, where are these people? Have they been deported? Where are they being housed? Because they're going to come back either way if we're not sure that they have been successfully deported and they've landed in their
You're right.
countries.
You're right.
I think,
But
yeah,
most
that's
of
just
the
how I feel.
legal they don't talk about Lugani. Even on the TV stations, you can hardly hear when they are doing the deportation. They hardly advertise, unless if that maybe part of deportation is something like this. Was it the guys from Palestine or from where? Because they caught the eye of the nation. That's why they spoke about them up until the deportation. Deportation is happening every day here in South Africa, and nobody
But
put it on the plus.
but if you look, there was a statistics that were released, I think, at the beginning of the year, comparing the number of deportations that have happened, I think, since the early 2000s up until now. I don't know if you saw that statistic that was released. Did you see that statistics of
Yes,
South African deportations? Did you see how the number was drastically reducing each and every year? So for me, it's just give us that visibility. Give us that visibility, Uguti. You've deported X amount of people, and we, as people on the surface, we should be able to see, okay, there were people that were working in this shop, they were illegal. 5 months from now, there shouldn't be any suspicious activity anymore. That's the point I'm trying to make. So if the statistics are there and we know for a fact that this has happened, give us that reassurance. That's what I'm saying.
Lugani, let me just
I
respond
agree.
quickly. Lugani, let me just comment Lugani for what he said. Accountability on all sides, and the, there is a greater aspect to this that I see that may be steered by some forces behind the scenes. There is a continental African free trade agreement that has been put in place. When tension starts rising between nations, guess what? Trade between nations will reduce, and we are all going to be poorer for it. And that's something we have to watch out for. All these little arguments that we're having here is little and means nothing at the moment, but there are consequences that will affect the continent eventually, because we don't trade amongst each other. Can you imagine trade in this environment, in this kind of atmosphere? It's almost impossible. Why Europeans are enjoying trade with themselves, why they slaughter each other at the same time, they are able to overcome it. We have to always see the bigger picture of what is going on here. But that's me. That's my cost to bear. I like to watch those
I
things.
agree. Julius Malema said the same thing, but it's just unfortunate that he phrased it in a way that a lot of people didn't understand. But he said the same thing, that as Africans we should be trading with each other. We should be using the same
Yeah.
currency. We should
Yeah.
be. But unfortunately the message got lost in translation.
Yeah.
So I
Sabza,
do agree with
do you
that.
have something to say? We want to round off. Thank you
Yes.
everyone for joining. I really appreciate all your contributions. The fact is that every one of us has spoken well. Let's all, I blame Nigerians, the ones that are doing bad. We are taking accountability. We don't want that. We are sorry and all that. Accountability on all sides, and we have to move the continent forward. Okay, let's do the right thing by every country that we live, be documented. This is the fact of this video. We are trying to make sure that we are trying to advocate for, being properly documented. Try and be properly documented, and try and do the right thing as to your host country, wherever you find yourself, as Nigerians, as Africans. So let's have one word from each of you, and so that we'll call it a day, guys. Okay, Sabza, let's start from you, please.
Yes. Okay. Maybe just to round up everything here, ne? What we are doing, it's right, it's good, because of really sure, I'm sure of that. We'll have something. We are going somewhere. One said, I've heard from one of the radio stations that, communication is the factory of an action, which means when we communicate more, it doesn't matter whether we are disagreeing with each other and all that, but the fact that we communicate about those issues, it means we are going somewhere. So I appreciate that. I appreciate your platform, and then keep on doing this. When we have data and time, we will join and then put inputs. Then when we have these conversations, we will find something somewhere. Someone will contribute, and raise something that will trigger something, that will realize that, okay, now this could be the way forward. Someone could use that, and use it as a yardstick. Yeah, thank you. That's me.
Thank you, Sabza. I appreciate you. God bless you. African Queen, do you have something to round off with? A quick word.
No,
Um,
I think I said it all,
okay.
Olivia,
All
and
right.
I do agree with Sabza's statement. But
All
with
right.
me, what normally comes to my mind is that who am I that I will come and tell you something if I haven't corrected myself? So I
All
need
right.
to heal. I need to correct myself first before I
Okay.
can expose and put myself out there. That's why we normally get judged. People saying you are stupid, and they fail. The very same person failed to see or to pick up their own stupidity. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you for the
Thank you so
platform
much. I
today.
appreciate you. Any more contributions? Lungani,
Yes, for me,
tonight, anything, in one
yeah.
second, each. I need to run.
Yeah, okay. For me, let's just to echo on what African Queen was saying. I think it starts from the individual perspective, or from the individual day-to-day actions. If you are the type of person that's willing to pay cool drink money, for example, if you've been caught speeding, it starts with you. You should not be able to do that. You should tell yourself that's morally wrong, because it creates a culture of bribing. It creates that culture. So I think it starts from within, curating a culture of being honest and following the law from your own personal day-to-day
Yeah.
activities, and then that will spread on.
And
Thank
also,
you.
I want to contribute by saying, also raising your children. As you're at home, if you are a parent, teach your children, both are you a Nigerian or we're in South African, teach your children. As you grow with those mindsets. And the Bible says, train up a child in the way he should go. When they grow up, they will not depart from it. So keep raising your children the right way. If you see a well-raised child from home, the way they talk, the way they behave, carry themselves, there are some things they will never do. Yeah. Thank you so much for that. To Niger, anything to say?
Yeah, don't
Calling
worry.
you.
I need 45 minutes to finish what I'm gonna say.
Okay,
Um,
next time then please make sure you
no, no, no.
subscribe.
Let me just make it quick.
Yeah,
Let me just make it
make
quick.
sure you subscribe.
Um,
Please, everybody on the comment section, can you please subscribe if you're not yet subscribed?
I
I
just
will,
wanted to say something in parting short. Sorry, I know you are in a hurry to pick up your children.
yeah.
See, I just say that I wish South Africans well, and I really want the black population there to go on to have a sustainable this in development, because Nigeria was great once when we used to describe it as great, but it was never sustainable. We need to start controlling strategic things that ensures that our progress is never reversed this way anymore, and that's what I wish for South Africans. Thank you.
Thank you. Please subscribe, everyone, okay? If you're not yet subscribed, and when you do, hit on the bell sign. You'll be notified whenever I come live or whenever I post a video, okay? And please give this video a thumbs up. I really appreciate each and every one of you, all your contributions on the comment section. Sorry, I couldn't read it, okay? We'll have time to do that later, okay? Subscribe, like, share, comment, and continue the conversation on the comment section. I'll see each and every one of you next time. Okay. Thank you and God bless you. Have a nice day. Have a nice weekend. Bye-bye. Bye.